Really important against teams that have a lot of purging potential that you run Blooming Glyph. So the Death Knights have a strong purge potential. The rest of these talents are built to just for me to live a long game. Heart of the Wild could be okay, but this is more damage overall, and I just want to do more damage overall rather than more damage in a bursty period of time. That's the comp that I'm playing. So pre-hot my shaman so that he's all safe when he runs in. Get myself pre-hotted. It's likely that this Death Knight wants to be death gripping me in and stunning me, so I want to make sure I'm really far away from him. That way the Paladin might have an awkward time if he doesn't grip me to stun me, so I'll just line in and out of it with the pillar. Every time I know my shaman's okay, I don't have to worry about it. It looks like he DC'd. Vanguard strikes again. Hotted, please. Alright, the Pally's pushing out. So you see him in the middle of the map. He's probably wondering if we're waiting or not, but it's very likely they want to swap to me a lot. That's why I'm just hanging out of line of sight a lot. We should win this game if we're able to stay alive long enough. I don't need to play too aggressive. I only should play aggressive during downtime, so they have the highest potential for damage at the moment, and they're running in to get some damage on me. So I'll just sit in bear form, bark skin his Pillar of Frost here. He has a lot of damage. It's possible he strangulates me. Looks like he held it. Oh no, he's gonna do it. I should be able to survive pretty easily. I just use dash when I get strangulated and there's nothing else going on. I get a clone out of this bash. Long CC chain means that we can get pressure on this Death Knight. As he dips low, I'm just gonna clone his Saved by the Light Shield. And then I'm trying to rotate the clone when the Pally trinkets. I'll clone him again low. Then we'll switch the clone over to the Pally. Try and finish off the DK with no... Oh my god, he just lagged out really hard. Alright, they have Hodge, so I need to jump back into Bear. I was on Global. This could be my trinket. It really depends. This is like their downtime where they don't have a lot of cooldowns. So it should be pretty easy for me to survive it and just get Iron Bark in between. The only reason I Iron Barked was because the Paladin was doing damage to me too. He was trying to like add to the fact that DK had low damage during this time. Unfortunately, I don't think I should be moonfiring the Pally. It ended up breaking our CC. Try and get a clone on the Pally. I have to fake an interrupt to be able to get it, so it doesn't look like they're falling for my bait. Hodge is coming up. Oh, he just DR'd me with War Stomp. That's really good. I jump in Bear. He's going to strangulate me likely out of this, so we'll Bark Skin. Could be our trinket as well. They're using a lot of cooldowns. I don't think so. Should be able to live this fine. Just run away from the DK during his cooldowns. Try and get a stun clone on the Pally. Now there's downtime where I'm not going to be taking a lot of damage, so if I can get CC during that downtime, it's really good. Keep trying to chain the CC. They weren't kicking me earlier, so I just kind of went for that YOLO without faking. Now he ended up kicking me, so I bared the stun. This is their go with low damage, but the Pally's participating. It's smart for him to participate damage during that second go where the DK doesn't have cooldowns. Just trying to compensate for the Death Knight having low damage. Trying to get a clone on the Pally. I managed to fake his interrupt, so we might be able to get this. Paladin interrupted me. We're just going to sprint and run around the pillar a little bit. They have stun coming up soon. I have my stun coming up as well, so we're going to initiate CC pretty soon. Maybe I can get a clone. No, I freed him to move away from it. I'm just going to jump in Bear, make sure I'm in Bear for this stun. Let's track the cooldowns. The Death Knight popped his cooldown, so we'll use ours. Now we can push forward with our stun for CC. Unfortunately, I'm silenced and can't follow it up. I might be able to. It's maybe unlikely. He was able to death grip me on it. I'll blink in and try and go for it YOLO. The Paladin's good at running from me, though. Overall, mana's still pretty tied. I should be rebuffing more. Since the Death Knight purges a lot, my buff will get taken off frequently. Now this next attack could be pretty big. Depends. No, but the Paladin hexed. I'm not going to take any damage. And most importantly, because I was in bear form. Bash is not coming up for me for 14 seconds. So that when I have my stun, that's when I'm going to initiate and try and get the trinket from the Paladin. Just keep my damage on the DK as much as possible in between the downtime. Faked his mind freeze. Oh, I didn't fake it, dang. Alright, whatever. We can stun him now and follow it up. We shouldn't be able to be stopped on this. It looks like he stole it though, so it's likely he clones my shaman. Ah, that was a good AMS to stop me from cloning him. It looks like my shaman trinketed. There's not much first CC for him to trinket anyway, so it's probably fine for him to steal a clone and throw it on him and just trinket every once in a while. Looks like the Paladin and the Death Knight are going to be trying to commit to a kill on me, so I need to get away. I'll Ironbark myself preemptively for a stun. The Paladin wants to stun me more than anything. There's the stun. So Pillar of Frost, I'm going to end up stacking cooldowns. Because they have Avenging Wrath on their Paladin and Pillar of Frost from the Death Knight. So they've got the highest amount of damage available, and I need to negate as much of it as possible. Now that I'm safe and there's no more damage, I'm just going to go for CC. We managed to get through his interrupt. I think he unfortunately missed it. Then we can chain this clone into a bash, perhaps into a hex, since the Death Knight has no way to interrupt it. It would be really good. I think Vanguards will try and look for it, maybe not. Punched me. Because I used both skins earlier, I'm choosing to trinket out of this, so I don't want to fall really far behind. Even though that attack there was like their mediocre attack. They have one really good one and one mediocre one, but with a full clone into a full hex, we might be able to kill him. Paladin sees it coming, he bubbles. Unfortunately, DK's denied me on the clone on him for low health. I'm just going to go for the clone on low health again. Grip me on it. That's good now. I can escape pretty easily moving forward. Might even get his trinket. We got one of the DK's trinkets. We'll blink away from him, rebuff, get a regrowth. We'll have as many hots as possible. Looks like they stunned their shaman, but that wasn't really coordinated very well, and I can just remove it. That's usually why their comp should be training me. Now we got a lot of pressure on this guy, so I really want to start a CC chain, so I'll run in and stun him. But he silenced me to stop me from chaining it. Maybe my shaman will get a hex. Doesn't look like he can. I think I could position myself better there on the pillar. That was really risky. I almost didn't get that clone. Try and get another one. If I can get a third one, we might be able to end the game. I'm trying to fake his interrupt. We got the full hex. That definitely is a trinket. We're going to bark skin this. It's his cooldown go. You see it right here, Pillar of Frost. Every time I'm stunned, I'm just looking to track that, and then if he uses it, I trade. If he doesn't, I don't. Should be pretty easy to survive now. Getting interrupted here with my cooldowns up won't really do too much for him. He doesn't have a stun for 7 seconds, so I can just cast some heals. Maybe the Paladin will run into a Cyclone. If I can clone him right before his stun comes off, this is going to piss him off a lot. He really wants to stun me right now, and if I can keep him CC'd and prevent it, like with a stun of my own, it's going to be really good for us. Try and knock him away from myself as well. So now he's got to march all the way into my line of sight if he wants to stun me. The Paladin really wants to, but the one disadvantage for the Paladin is he doesn't heal a lot while he's moving. So if I can keep him moving to try and stun me, he'll fall behind and his DK will take too much damage. And right now he's having to move a lot. And he was actually forced to stun my shaman. He couldn't wait to chase me. And we get the full hex. He sacked the hex, so I'm going to look to try and clone him. My shaman can just remove this. Vanguards, please. Vanguards, please. You're higher rated than this. Alright, we should be able to win off of that clone. If I can keep the chain going is really the question. Oh, he strangulated me on it. I do not want to trinket this. They have cooldowns up to survive. It's really not likely that we kill here, so I'm just going to clone the Death Knight instead. Try and clone his trinket. I'm unable to because he used Desecrated Ground instead. This should be, yeah, Shaman Rage right here. So he traded his Shamanistic Rage for that Pillar of Frost. It just goes 1 for 1. They don't have any CC for me, so I really want to kite. I don't want to have to bark skin right now. If we just live this, they don't have a lot of damage for quite some time, and then we should be able to kill them. Although I'm losing on mana to the Paladin. They're playing really aggressive now, which is kind of weird, but I guess it doesn't really matter. They're just trying to keep me Ironbark myself since he bopped. I have to trigger this because I didn't get it off. I didn't expect him to bop that right away like that. To be honest, I think we should be attacking the Paladin, not the Death Knight. Especially during time like this where they don't have a lot of damage. Because it looks like we're just getting out PvE'd overall. Maybe not though. He's getting good pressure right now. Try and fake their interrupts. I got one of them. Try and fake the other one. I got strangulated. They overlapped it with the War Stomp, so I should be alright. And the DK is not using cooldowns, so I'm not going to trade anything just yet. Now they have their stun, so I'm just going to line of sight the Paladin as much as possible. Again, he's not a mobile healer. If I keep him moving, it'd also give me time to get in bear farm like this, so I don't take any damage on his stun. Now I can look for CC when their damage is low. It won't matter if I get interrupted. I can stun him. This will definitely be a trinket, most likely. Oh, a bop. Another bop. Okay. Get another clone. I think he's... Yeah, he stole that, so he can clone my shaman. We'll just clone the DK at low health since my shaman is CC'd. I got his trinket with that. We are falling pretty far behind right now. We definitely need to do some evasive kiting here. So when I blinked, I used Shadow Meld to go into stealth, so he wasn't able to grip me back right away. If he gripped me back right away, I would have fell really far behind. Now, I have no bark skin, so I want to make sure that I save Ironbark for myself. I'm going to preemptively use it. Dampening is getting really high. Dampening reduces healing overall, so my healing is getting weaker and weaker as the game goes on, and I don't want to fall behind. Now they have their stun, so I definitely need to clone the Paladin before it. Unfortunately, I don't get it. If they commit any damage to me here, there's like a 10-second window where I can easily die. He doesn't have a death grip, so I'm just going to blink away from him. Try and top myself off with a big heal. But with this far into dampening, it's not even that big. Alright, they pop Pillar of Frost, so I'm going to have to Bark Skin. Even though I'm not stunned, I need damage reduction to deal with the dampening. Try and clone him out of it. I got Mind Frozen. Alright, now they have Hodge Commitment 5, so I really need to get away from this Paladin and avoid his stun as long as possible. He's just chasing me down for it. If I get in bear, it might be okay. Just stay out of the Paladin's line of sight, force him to chase you around. And if you can force him to chase you around long enough, he'll fall behind on healing like he is right now. Try and get a big heal on my Shaman here with an S. We might be able to kill him. I'm just going to Trinket this. I don't want to lose here. Dampening is too high. This is where like, your cooldown usage gets flopped, where you can't really go 1-for-1 anymore because you can't out-heal it in general. If I can clone his wings here, he'll fall really far behind and probably just lose the game. So I'm going to pre-Iron Bark myself. It's likely he wants to CC no more. I got a full clone, another clone. I'll bash him out of this, and we should be able to get a kill with that. Unfortunately, I can't keep the chain going. Yeah, it's still enough.